I believe that this House should condemn Qantas management for their decision to axe and outsource the jobs of 2,500 workers and call for the airline to reverse this heartless decision. I must make it clear that these hard-working employees of Qantas are not being made redundant. This work still needs to be carried out. Qantas CEO Alan Joyce has cruelly chosen to outsource the jobs to cheaper companies and labour hire, and those workers will be on lower conditions. These workers were completely blindsided by Qantas management. Without warning, they were pulled into a meeting and informed that their work would be outsourced. For Qantas to do this in the middle of a global pandemic and a recession is beyond disgraceful. These workers have been relying on JobKeeper to support themselves and their families, and it is outrageous that they will no longer be able to receive it because of this appalling decision. Since the pandemic started, Qantas has been provided with $800 million of taxpayers' money. Approximately half that money has come from the JobKeeper program. The other half is taxpayer support to keep Qantas flying. It was meant for support for domestic, regional and repatriation flights. $800 million of taxpayers' dollars was given to Qantas to support workers, not to see the airline dump their loyal staff and deprive them of their much-needed JobKeeper payments and outsource their jobs for the future. Prime Minister Morrison had stated that JobKeeper was to keep workers in their jobs even though businesses may go into hibernation or close down. It was meant to keep employees and their staff connected, as we heard day after day. Instead, Qantas management and Alan Joyce have chosen to abandon these loyal workers when they still qualify for JobKeeper. It is unbelievable that they are denying these workers and their families the guaranteed income that they are entitled to. I want everyone in this House to know who these workers are. They are the workers that clean up your trash, they pick up your bags and load them onto the aircraft, they push back your plane from the airport gates, and they are the drivers servicing the vehicles for your plane. They fuel the planes as well. Jim's job, for example, is being outsourced after 34 years of loyal service to Qantas. Dave has been a Qantas bus driver for 8 years. He has 3 children and his wife is asking how on earth they're going to pay the bills. Graham, a cancer survivor with 8 children, has worked for the airline for 14 years, says the following: "We are trained and we are doing the job already. Why do we need to be replaced?" Nick, a loyal ramp worker of 21 years, says, "I don't think anyone loves Qantas more than me. To think I'll be replaced by someone without my experience and skill is terrible. What will happen to the service delivered and to the 2,500 other families just like mine?" These jobs have been done by Qantas workers since the airline came into existence 100 years ago. Swissport is vying to replace these outsourced jobs. They have a notorious reputation in the aviation industry for underpaying workers, compromising security, setting horrendous conditions and forcing staff to work whilst injured. The media exposed that workers were forced to sleep on floors in the airport loading docks because of their gruelling split-shift system. They have a terrible safety record. Among a staff of 326, there have been 134 injuries in 1 year. Qantas has said that staff can bid for their own jobs back. However, this is not a genuine process. An Ernst & Young report even said that the criteria Qantas has set for workers is unattainable and unrealistic. Alan Joyce should not be outsourcing jobs in a pandemic and stopping its loyal workforce from accessing JobKeeper. Not only has the management of Qantas failed these workers, the Morrison government has heartlessly refused to step in and hold Qantas to account for outsourcing these workers' jobs after getting more than $500 million in taxpayers' funding. These loyal workers have been let down. They deserve better, and the least we can do is call for that company to reverse its decision.